I bet you didn't know TfL is a fashion icon. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you why. My name's Josh Wilkin. Welcome to Conversations in the Cloud, the community-led interview series where we talk to inspiring individuals about what London, the greatest city in the world, and community means to them. All from the comfort of the IFS Cloud cable car, 90 meters above the Thames, with a one-of-a-kind view. Something that is truly important to TfL is accessibility for all. So, for our first guest, I am super excited to introduce the stunning fashionista, Clara Holmes, aka Rollin Funky. Hey Clara.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Is this your first time in the IFS Cloud cable car?
It is, and I am loving the views. I'm a view girl. I love a view. Anywhere high with a view, I'm there.
Anything that you can spot out for us?
Well, it's a bit cloudy today, so.
It is a bit cloudy today. I mean, we
But
can still see the O2.
though, yeah. But it would have been so pretty on a nice sunny day.
Honestly, you can see the views are, for days when you're up here.
Yeah,
it's an
gorgeous.
unobstructed 360-degree view of London.
I might have to come back.
Except when there's
sunny
clouds.
day.
So what do you think of the cable car itself? It is a fully wheelchair accessible cable car.
No, I actually like the fact the seats go up. That's kind of helpful as well. But yeah, no, it's cool. I'll definitely come back in there. For sure.
We like that. Repeat customers. Repeat customers. All right, should we get into it then?
Let's go.
When did you start modeling?
Ooh,
How did it happen? Were you inspired by anyone specific?
You know, I always wanted to be a model, and growing up, like obviously Naomi Campbell, Black Cloud, South Londoner on the catwalks doing her thing. My modeling dream actually came about in 2017. I actually was started by a modeling agency in Canary Wharf, so not far from where we are right now.
Okay, that's where it all started.
I was out with my boyfriend and we were going for a drink, and I had two women from a modeling agency literally run after me, and then they invited me to a test shoot the next day, and they offered me a modeling contract.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's it, like they literally ran after you.
Literally, they had nothing on them, they was out of breath, and I thought they were crazy.
And were you trying to go a bit faster?
I
Like,
literally was
who are these people chasing me?
Are you okay?
Oh my god, that's such a cool story.
Yeah.
So are you still with those agents?
I was with them for a while. I learned a lot, but there was a time when it's time for me to kind of move on. I did have an agency subsequent after that, but over the last couple of years I've actually been managing myself. I've done really well. I've still achieved my goals, and I'm grateful for all I've learned from each one of my agencies that I have been with.
Were you able to get that Vogue editorial?
Yes, not once but twice.
But twice.
Yeah.
Okay, right, we need to get into this. I need to find out, how did it happen? Did you approach them? Did they approach you?
They approached me.
They approached you?
They approached
I love it.
me.
And it was for Portugal.
So yeah, Vogue Portugal editorial. It was about disability and fashion, and it was just basically a celebration. I remember it was a Sunday in July 2021, and that's when we had that shoot. Yeah, and
It's incredible.
it was really incredible. And then after that, a few months later, I also had Vogue, the main house in America, contact me, and we had an interview with them, and I was in their online. So that one was printed and one was online.
Well, they obviously
But
saw
that's still
you. Yeah, they still saw you in the Portuguese one, and they were like, "We've got to get them.
Yeah, that
We've
one
got
was
to get them."
That one was from actually it was just me, and it was just kind of cool because it was from a fashion perspective and how I'm trying to change fashion and make it more accessible.
So how many outfits did you go through to like decide which one you were going to wear? Did you get to like snap a bunch of outfits, or like talk to us through like your process?
The editorial one for Vogue Portugal, they had a stylist. They had everything in mind. So they went with, it was kind of like a regal, kind of almost Bridgerton-esque.
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think they're quite
vibe.
Bridgerton vibes.
Yeah. And
Did you feel regal in it?
I felt very regal, but I don't always feel regal.
It doesn't matter what I'm wearing.
It doesn't matter what I'm wearing, I make it up.
I love it. I love it.
And then as for the online digital feature, I just picked some outfits from my wardrobe, to be honest.
And so we know that Vogue is not the only editorial that you've done.
No.
You've also done an editorial with OK Magazine.
Yes, that was last summer, and it was for like a body positive, love yourself edition. That was pretty amazing. It was a swimwear shoot, and I'm all about disabled body positivity because, like, sometimes when we talk about body positivity, we're talking about size and not necessarily about ability. And I feel like it's quite important to bring that disabled joy to the forefront. And that's what I try to do with everything that I do.
It's amazing. And what, like, have you had any sort of responses to these covers that has been heartwarming or like special to you?
The response from the community, disabled community, is also awesome, but also from the other communities outside of the disabled community, just to be acknowledged and kind of like welcomed in as a model, as Clara, as who I am as well, is quite nice. It's not just because of my disability, and which is quite nice because I am a person as well. It was a fun shoot, and I think it, had a very strong, fun message to love yourself regardless of your abilities, honeys.
We love it. We've heard it here. That's incredible. And we've talked about obviously Stella McCartney being your London icon. Do you have any sort of like greater fashion inspirations from anyone around the world?
In terms of brands, I would say I do like Kurt Geiger because I like their colourful bags. Like this is a black one, but I have many different colourful ones. I like colour, so I like to embrace colour. Vivienne Westwood was always one of my, like, just be you. Like, it's okay to be you. And then, I don't really have, I'm a bit boring. I don't really look at people for their inspiration. Sorry, guy.
That'll do.
I love what you're wearing. But I'm not really like, oh my gosh, I want to be like her. I always stay true to my own style, and that's always been important to me.
So you have ventured now into the public speaking realm. What's sort of prompted that for you, and what's been your experience sort of doing talks and working within that area?
Yeah, so I've been doing public speaking again, I would say from about 2017. Just talking about my journey as a disabled wheelchair user. I became a wheelchair user in 2005. I have a condition called EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a connective tissue disorder. While I inherited the condition, I haven't always been a wheelchair user. So it was something that came on late on in life. I had to re-navigate life. And in re-navigating, I found myself who I am today. But that was a journey in itself. So I've definitely been kind of just speaking about that. I've had both sides of the coin per se, and I feel like my lived experience is one that I can share with others that might be going through it, also educate those that haven't and what changes they could implement to make society more accessible for all.
So you've spoken about your public speaking and being able to share your experiences of your disability with others, and so can you tell us how important it is for accessibility and representation to be within both transport and within fashion?
Accessibility is vital because we need to feel like we are part of society. We need to feel like we are being seen and we are included in these spaces of fashion and accessibility. For example, if you're not seeing people in fashion who looks a bit like you feel excluded and you feel like you don't matter, and you do. So it's extremely important that fashion becomes more accessible for all, that there are more disabled models walking down the runways at fashion weeks. I had the pleasure of going down the runway and on the fashion week last year myself, my first one. I've done catwalks before, but that was the first London Fashion Week and show, and that's terribly important. And it was it's for Unhidden. It is a clothing brand that has fashion and accessibility in mind. So the thing about it is adaptive fashion where people just think, oh, there's people for wheelchair users or amputees, but fashion should be accessible to all. So whether it's through clasps or clips or the way you could put something on or adapt it, and that's basically their ethos. So yeah, getting around the sea is important for me, not just for work, but for leisure as well, because life is for living, and I don't want to just exist and watch other people kind of live their life because they can, because they don't have to worry about accessibility. So I feel like it's vital, and it's something that's, really important, that is accessible for all. The buses have ramps and spaces. We still need more tube stations with accessible access, especially in West London. It's scarce. But there have been some improvements, but we need more. We always need more.
Are you working on anything at the moment that you can tease us or tell us about? Any editorials in the works?
I don't at the moment have anything I can share.
Oh, okay. Can you tease?
If all things go well, we've got some pretty big things coming up for September. But I don't really like to talk until I sign that contract.
I think that's important. Until that dotted line has been signed, and that money goes into the bank account.
Yeah, I'm more of like on the day. Oh, guess what, guys? I'm at London Fashion Week. They were like, I kind of drop bombs like that.
Got to keep people guessing.
Yeah,
keep them guessing.
We've got so much going on anyway. Like, you just keep things moving, and I think that's important. To not get complacent and get carried away. Yeah. Oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing, and then it might not happen. So just be grateful and be gracious while you're doing it.
So, Clara, can you tell us about why you think it's important that companies like TfL spotlight communities like the LGBTQI+ community, like the Notting Hill community, like the accessible community? How important is it to see those sort of companies doing that work?
It's vital. The work is integral, I think, to London, that TfL is doing that. But also, London is multicultural, and we have different facets of people that live here. And I think it's important to kind of shine a light on those communities. What I would like to see next year would be TfL getting behind Disability Pride Month, which is July. Right after Pride, so just continue the Pride celebration and get behind communities, show, highlighting them, showing them. It'd be nice to change their icon to our flag as well, from one pride flag to the next. I think it's important to just to get more involved in just highlighting those communities, because the disabled community, sadly, is one that is overlooked and underrepresented. And while there's a lot of brands doing more, there can always be done.
I think it's important for us also to tell our audiences about the things that can be improved, because you are right, things aren't perfect. So it's far from. So it's really important to give tangible things to companies like TfL to say, hey, look, do you know what? Like, we'd love some more support during our whole month of Disabled Pride. Let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, can you tell us or talk to us about some of or an experience you've had while traveling on the network? Has there been any sort of heartwarming moments where a staff member has gone above and beyond to make sure that you're looked after?
Yeah. As much as I don't take tubes and trains often, when I do, I always find that the staff being very helpful. I can only speak about my personal experience, and from my personal experience, they have been really helpful. They've phoned ahead at stations, even though it may have the icon on the map, they still phone ahead and make sure what the accessibility is on that side of the stop that I'm going to get off. Do I need somebody? Sometimes I don't even need assistance because the platform on the train is the same level, but when the door opens and seeing that person there, it's just that extra comfort to know that I have been looked after. So yeah, it's definitely something I feel comfortable with. I have gone on a bus and fell asleep on a night out on the way back, and the driver spotted me and he's like, "Love, you alright?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, you alright?" And it turns out I was like way far from my house. And the bus was terminated. I probably shouldn't say this, but the bus was about to terminate. But he actually turns around and drops me off back where I should have.
Hey, that is going above and beyond.
Yeah, it's 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a night bus.
TfL and IFS believe in a London that is for everyone. That's why they're trying to improve the network to be more accessible and open to all. Make sure you visit the TfL website and the IFS website to see what those folks are doing for you. And remember, the IFS Cloud Cable Car is fully wheelchair accessible. I have raided the TfL collaboration closet.
Ooh.
I know. And so we're going to do a toot or boot section with some of these wonderful collaborations and some of the things that we might want to boot that we see on the TfL network. Are you ready, Clara?
I'm ready.
We're going to jump straight in.
Okay,
So first up, we have got this wonderful jumper from the Nike and Jordan collection, which is called Zone 23, and it was out in 2022. So toot or boot?
Toot.
Toot. It's a green. It matches.
Can I have that? Okay.
Clara's taking it now. Clara's taking it. It's gone. It's gone. All right. So now toot or boot when you have someone on the network that is on their loudspeaker talking really loudly down their phone in front of everyone.
Boot. Do you have to ask?
Boot. Boot. Quite right too. Quite right. All right. Next up, we have got some Mallet collaboration shoes with TfL. So they come in black and white, and then you can see. I'm sure they're some sort of pleather.
Okay. If they're pleather, then it's definitely a toot. Because if they're leather, there's definitely a boot.
There we go. So for the pleather, toot.
Toot.
For the leather, boots. We love it.
I like that. That's cute.
Yeah, and you can see the tube map on the actual side of the shoes.
Can I have the white?
There you go. You can have the white one.
Can I have the white ones as well? They're heavy though.
They got a bit of weight to them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next up,
and a jump. I'm doing well.
you got all the things. All right. Next up, we have got when someone has put all their bags in the accessible section on the bus and doesn't want to move them.
Boot them right off the bus.
Boot them right. That's a double boot right there.
Boot
double boots.
Yeah, off the bus, honey.
Quite right. So next up, I've got quite something special, which I think you're going to absolutely love, and I'm going to have to probably pry out of your hands from you before you leave.
Okay.
So we have got the special limited edition Kurt Geiger Elizabeth line themed purse. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
It's definitely a toot. And TfL, you're lucky that I've actually got this one already.
Ah! We love it. We love it. All right, well, it's going safely back in my hands then. Wonderful.
And it comes with the keyring.
Yeah, you got the little keyring as well. The Randall keyring.
Yeah, I got that.
Wonderful. Okay, right. Let's do another one, shall we? So, when someone has got their feet up on a seat on the TfL network.
Boot.
Boot.
I'm going to take your boots and boot.
Take your boots off your feet and boot you with the boot.
Yeah.
But obviously we don't condone violence here. We don't condone violence.
No, sir. But we're going to boot you off with your boots. Off the seat.
Off the seat. Off you go. Bye-bye. All right. Wonderful. So our last collaboration item that we have stolen from the TfL collaboration cupboard are one of the longest licensed pieces of work that they have, and it is the London Sock Exchange.
Oh.
So here's one of the many brands and styles that they do. So you've got ones with like Mind the Gap, you've got ones with the Randalls on it, you've got ones with the tube map on it. So you can, this is like the perfect like dad or granddad Christmas present, you know, like the real sort of like perfect like gift for all.
Yeah. It's a toot from me. And this is going in a stocking filler.
Oh,
my shopping is done.
Get your shopping in early for Christmas and check out the TfL shop. Amazing. All right, well, Clara, thank you so much for joining us on the IFS Cable Car. Did you have a good time?
I did. Thank you for having me. Woo!
The IFS team are proud to welcome all travellers, and if you need any extra assistance, the station staff are very friendly and they can help everyone get all aboard happily and safely for a wonderful ride. 90 metres above the Thames with a one-of-a-kind view. How did I just find out that TFL's seat covers are all bespoke designed? Did you know that? Don't worry, we're going to talk about this and some of the other really cool collaborations TFL have done. Next up, I have someone that is no stranger to bespoke design and collaborations. Hot off the Forbes 30 under 30 list, I have Saeedah joining me in the cloud cable car. Hello, welcome. Is this your first time up in the IFS cloud cable car?
This is my first time, yes.
What do you think of the views?
Yeah, I mean, it looks amazing. I can imagine it looks even better at nighttime.
They do run this during the evening as well, so you can jump on during the day, jump on during the night. So we've also got some wonderful LED strips that we have here in the IFS cloud cable car that illuminate each of the cable cars during the evening to make the evening night even more picturesque. So let's get into it then.
Yep.
Tell me, what got you into fashion? Was it a particular person? Was it something you saw on TV? Or like, where does that passion come from?
Honestly, it was about filling a gap. So I loved dressing in like outerwear and utility wear, and I'm quite active, so I like moving around a lot. And yeah, I just didn't want to compromise my faith, which is, you know, one of the obligations to kind of wear hijab. And so I was like, okay, how do I do both? You know, wearing like longer hems and covering my body, but also being able to be active and move around. And you know, London is such an active city, and so I realized that it's not just me, but my community that kind of needs something as well, and it wasn't being done before, so I just decided to create it.
And so how long ago, when did you first set up your fashion brand?
Yeah, so it's kind of, I didn't set it up, it was just kind of like a journey I've had since I was younger. So I would experiment with like different looks and posting like the looks on Instagram when I was younger, and then I realized that there was like a community there because it was really well received. And then I started to kind of experiment with sampling. So I would visit fabric shops in like West London and take them to a factory in like North London near where I live. And yeah, I just kind of create the kind of pieces that I wish I saw. Just recently started to kind of post it on social media, and that's kind of where the social media aspect comes from.
So can you tell us if you've been inspired by anyone you've seen on the tube where you've been going between these warehouses with your fabric samples?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can't name anyone specific, but everyone on the TFL is just really lovely. I mean, I've had to literally carry samples, like heavy samples, and I've always had like people ask me if I need any help. So yeah, it's just really nice and friendly, and I've been doing that since right at the beginning of my career. And yeah, I'm pretty much always on the train, like carrying samples. So
have you at least got a trolley now? Now that you're, you know, we've sort of progressed a bit more in the career. Is there a little trolley that you could put all the samples in?
I don't have a trolley, but I do have a warehouse. So now I do online shipments. But I still do use the train all the time to kind of travel between meetings. So just without the samples.
I know that all of our viewers are probably eagerly awaiting this next question, which is, how did your Nike collaboration come about? Did you approach them? Did they approach you?
Yeah, so they approached me, but I kind of used social media to post my designs, talk about my work, talk about why this was needed. And I guess they kind of saw the community response because everyone was really excited about it. So I'm really grateful to my community and my audience for kind of hyping up my designs and like being really on board, because I think not just Nike, but a lot of other brands as well, like Foot Locker and some other brands as well, kind of responded to that. They were like super excited. This was like something they'd never seen before. So I think it's just about creating like the space that you kind of want to see. And kind of getting others on board to see it as well.
So how important then for you and your brand is social media, and is that connection to your community, not only here in London, but also further afield?
Yeah, no, it's so important. I pretty much use social media every single day. I have customers and audience from like all around the world. So yeah, it's just the way that I kind of connect to my viewers, and also just reach people that wouldn't have heard of me and kind of think that Modesty is only for like the Muslim community, which it isn't. And I always say that on my social media, and it's kind of just a way for me to educate my audience as well. kind of open up Modesty for everyone in whichever capacity that they like, and yeah, just kind of have fun with it.
And are you repping one of your designs now?
I am. So this is one of my abayas, and I was just kind of thinking about like having a lot of utility aspects to it, because I'm someone that moves around a lot and I need stuff that I can be active in. So yeah,
And
just
then
like
you've got
intact.
lots of little like zipper pockets as
like
well
lots
for
of
storage.
zips. Yep, exactly. I don't like carrying around a bag, so I just
Got to have all the pockets.
have
to
an
put
abaya that
all
has
the
all
things
the
in.
Yep.
I love that. Amazing. Did you know TFL is actually a fashion influencer? Yes, the TFL designs are globally recognized and locally loved. There are so many cool collaborations that TFL have done, some of them being with Arsenal, Adidas, Kurt Geiger, and Kew Gardens. Okay, you've got to tell us about the moment you found out you're in Forbes 30 under 30.
So I think I was shocked because it's not really been like a goal of mine to be on like these lists. It's always been like quite community focused. So when they called me, it just got me kind of thinking about like the future and like how big my impact has been, which I'm really grateful for. So yeah, I'm just really grateful to be on it. It wasn't something I was kind of considering. They approached me, but it definitely made me realize how big this is becoming and that it has potential to become like a global brand.
And so has it made you think about any sort of like further goals for the company, for the designs?
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest goal is just to reach as many people as I can. I mean, there are so many amazing cities out there like London, and I think every city has its own like special touch. And as much as I love being a London girl, and like I always love bringing that kind of identity to other communities around the world as well. And I think that's really exciting.
So can you talk to us a bit more then about how London has influenced your identity and your brand?
Yep, this is a big one. Like I always talk about this in pretty much any capacity that I can. I feel like London is just so diverse and it's just such a comfortable city to like be yourself in, and I don't think I would have been able to do this in any other city. Like growing up here, it kind of really formed my identity, like seeing girls playing football and seeing girls kind of play basketball in like their local courts and stuff, and then just seeing like the community out in different areas of London. Like West London is so different to North and East and South, and yeah, it just really forms that identity. It's just so diverse, and for my community specifically, like with Muslim girls, like the fashion is just amazing here. And yeah, the city has just genuinely like really inspired my designs. Like I'm always thinking about moving and like how girls can kind of interpret this traditional garment in their lifestyles. So London is like a big part of my design and thought process.
Well, it's important then that, you know, you're up here in the IFS cable car, hopefully being even more inspired for your next collection.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's seen here first in the IFS cable car. But we're obviously talking about fashion and your experiences within the industry, but TFL and IFS have an incredibly diverse range of staff, and all of their staff are allowed to wear whatever uniform suits them best. And the staff network is actually working on a Modesty range branded to the TFL colours.
That's so cool. I just think that's so important. I mean, I think normalizing the garment is like the first step. And just creating like a more inclusive space as well, which is definitely what this is going to do, I think. So yeah, this is a big win.
How important is it for you and your community to see yourselves represented on the high street here in London?
Yeah, I think it's really important because often we don't see ourselves in the media as much, and there are so many amazing communities here and we're so diverse. I think sometimes when you think of like Muslim community, we think of like this monolith where it's like everyone's the same. But there's so many different cultures here in London and our own like ways of interpreting our culture and our faith. So I think it's important to kind of see that. And yeah, no, London is such a diverse and vibrant city that we kind of get to see so many different types of people. And I think it's really exciting. So for this next section, I have raided the TFL's collaboration closet. And I've got some of their wonderful collaborations here. So we're going to toot or boot them. You ready? Yep. Cool. I'm going to pop this between us. Okay. Right. Okay. First up is the Nike Adidas Jordan collection. So this is a hoodie themed to Michael Jordan and Nike, and it is called Zone 23 for Michael Jordan's number. Yeah, Toot. I like that.
Toot.
I like that.
We love it. Okay, next up we have got some shoes. So it is Mallet London and TFL did a shoe collaboration.
Oh, nice.
And so you can see the tube map on the sides. And they're quite heavy, aren't they?
That is
Hefty.
cool. I'd wear that. That's sick. Toot.
Toot. Great. All right. And then, so next up we've got another one here for you. So when someone puts their feet up on the seat in the tube.
Boo.
Boot those feet off. Right, love it. Okay, now, what about these? So we have got the London Sock Exchange. So they are themed socks, all themed around the London transport with Mind the Gap on them and other sort of themes. What do you think?
Boot. I feel like
Boot.
that could be more fun.
They've been booted. Oh, such a shame. Sorry, socks. Sorry, socks. Let's do another one. When someone is on their phone, on loudspeaker, on the tube, shouting down at it.
Yeah, boot.
Boot. Not fun. Put your headphones in, guys. Put your headphones in. Okay, last one. Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
Great. So we have got
Ooh.
the limited edition Kurt Geiger purse themed to the Elizabeth line purple.
Oh, this is like a half and half for me. See, I like this. I'm not sure about this. I don't know. Let's go like this. This is a.
Go like this.
This is a toot.
That's a toot.
That's a toot. This is
Okay,
a toot.
Kurt, you've got to turn it into a clutch, and then we've got a toot. Okay.
I like the colours though.
Amazing.
The colours is cool. It matches with the cable car.
Yeah, cable car, Lizzie line, all colour themed. Wonderful. All right. Well, are you going to be taking away any of those items with you?
Yes, all of them.
All of them. All of them. They're going. Sorry to you, pal.
Maybe not the socks.
Maybe not the socks. You can keep the
You can
socks.
keep the socks.
We were saying that they're probably like really good for like a dad present or like a granddad present,
Yeah.
you know, for Christmas.
Yeah.
Saeedah, thank you so much for joining us. Have you enjoyed your ride in the clouds?
Yeah, it's been so fun and it's become sunny as well, so it's really nice and bright in here. It's so cool. I'd love to come back here at night time. It's going to be so cool.
You brought the good weather with you.
Yep.
Thank you. So if you're visiting London for Fashion Week or want an amazing backdrop for your photos, why not hitch a ride on one of the IFS Cloud cable cars and travel in style? The IFS Cloud cable car can move up to 5,000 people per hour. That's the same as nearly 60 double-decker buses. That's like 100 fashion show audiences in an hour. I am excited to be joined now by Rachel Singer from the organisation ReLondon. How are you, Rachel?
Oh, so pleased to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Is this your first time in the IFS Cloud cable car?
You know, it is, and we're really up in the clouds.
We are really up in the clouds. Can you tell us, it's cleared up now, it was a bit grey earlier, but can you tell us any sort of sights that you can see up here?
Ooh, my gosh, you can see really far, can't you? It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm told that on a good day you can see people doing some wakeboarding, so I was hoping to keep my eyes open for that, but so far no luck.
Yes, there will be some wakeboarding over by the Royal Dock side, but we're just coming over from Greenwich. We can see Greenwich in the distance, just behind the camera.
Oh, yeah.
And then we've got the O2 and Canary Wharf over there as well. So with some real sort of skyline highlights that you can see up here in the IFS Cloud cable car. Okay, Rachel, let's get into it. Tell me about ReLondon. What is it? What do you guys do?
Well, we're an organization. We're dedicated to driving the circular economy in London. And I imagine you're thinking, what's the circular economy? It sounds very fancy. It's really just a term for using stuff as much as possible for as long as possible and getting all the value we can out of the materials that are in the system. So while our current economy really operates on, we take materials, we make them into something, we use them a couple times, then we throw them away. that creates a lot of waste that's really unnecessary and doesn't really value the things we have for as much as it should. In the circular economy and at ReLondon, we look at every stage of the supply chain and we see how we can create new loops and bring things back into reuse for as long as possible.
Amazing. So you folks aren't just working then in fashion, you're working across the board, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have 5 main sectors that we work in. We work in the built environment, we work with electricals, with plastics, with food, and with fashion. And these are areas we choose to work in because they have really high carbon footprints. They represent a huge opportunity for change. It's a really great opportunity for citizens, for businesses, and local authorities to all play their role and shift the moving to the future.
No, that sounds amazing. So Rachel, you've told us about some of the really cool repair stores that you're doing and drop-in stations, both here in London, in Manchester, and then hopefully coming up further afield in the whole of the UK. But you are also inspiring Londoners with your Love Not Landfill campaign. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So to set the scene, we did some work last year that looked into how much Londoners or how Londoners consume fashion. And we found that they purchase 48 items of new clothing a year. So that's almost 1 a week. But at the same time, we're disposing about 44 items of clothing, 40% of which is just going straight into the bin. So we have this campaign called Love Not Landfill, which really looks to change the way Londoners love their clothing. And so this campaign focuses on 16 to 24-year-olds. And they're really amazing because they're so open to trying new things. They're such style icons in their own right. But they're also receiving so much really aggressive advertising all the time about clothing. So Love Not Landfill really tries to cut through that noise and provide an alternative way for young people to relate to their clothing. We do that by running pre-loved pop-up shops. We run repair events. We work in schools. We just go to where the young people are at. We go to malls. We go to schools, and it's really exciting. And we work with influencers online. So lots of exciting things underway with Love Not Landfill.
And so, what's the response been then from the people that have engaged with the campaign?
Oh, they're so popular. A lot of people, it's their first time shopping secondhand. And we did a survey actually at some of our most recent pop-ups and found that 90% of people said that it inspired them to shop secondhand more. So that's really exciting. And outside of just that age group, we found that in a survey that about 70% of Londoners are really keen to shop secondhand more and do other things like repair their clothing and buy more environmentally sustainable clothing. So we're really excited to have an offering to help satisfy that.
Oh, that's amazing. And do you guys offer clothing swaps as well? And is that an incentive that you're encouraging the 16 to 24-year-olds to do as well?
Definitely. So one of the things we do is we go into schools and help students run their own swaps. So that's really exciting because it means that they can continue to do that long before and after we come into the school system. So yeah, really exciting to do that more as well.
Amazing. Okay, Rachel, can you tell us what is your favorite item of clothing that you've swapped?
Oh my gosh, I love a good swap. I love a good hand-me-down. But my favorite thing I have to say is that I got a really amazing felt jacket that has embroidery on it. I just absolutely love it and wear it to death.
Amazing. And so was that a hand-me-down or has that been swapped with someone? Are they expecting it back next year? Are you gonna have to hold on to it and swap to another piece of clothing so you can keep that embroidered?
I did fudge the lines a little bit. It was outside of a strict swap situation, but I did swap an old set of board games for the jacket, so I think it counts.
It counts. Okay, that sounds good. I think mine would have to be a Yves Saint Laurent jacket that I got from my granddad. So that's a hand-me-down.
Oh my gosh.
That has been it was in the cupboard for many years, and then eventually I sort of discovered it and I was like, well, this is mine now.
An absolute treasure. Look at you.
Absolute treasure.
When you're done with it, you know where to put it.
Absolutely. Time to swap it along. I mean, that's important, right? It's important to go, okay, cool, well, I'm a bit bored of this now. Let's swap this for something else to keep it interesting. So then you're not spending the money, you're keeping the money, and you're getting something new as well.
Yeah.
To you.
You're exactly right. If Londoners want to do one thing to really change their relationship with clothing, keeping it local, keeping it with your friends, your communities, your local shops, your local charities. These are all really good ways of finding new things, reinventing your style, but making sure you're taking responsibility for the clothes that you're purchasing and that you're sharing.
Well, I mean, a lot of TFL's like collaborations are limited, very limited editions. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people are going to be swapping those limited collaborations around, particularly the socks. The socks are great, but you'll see more of them later. Don't worry, Rachel. So can you tell us if there's any sort of charity stores or an area that you love to go charity shopping? Obviously, we've spoken about trying to keep it local, keep it in the area, but London is obviously known for a lot of different areas that have some charity hotspots.
Yeah, London's an incredible city for secondhand shopping. We found that actually, of all the clothing that's discarded, we actually capture 60% of it. So we have a huge amount of clothing that we can find and new things for our wardrobe. And my favorite area is Dalston. I think Kingston is such an amazing stretch because there's not very many new clothing stores. There's so many charity shops. You have the Princess Maid boot sale. You have Fashion for Future.
So can you tell us why you feel that it's so important that TFL work with communities and organisations like ReLondon? And can you tell us about what you've got coming up next?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's amazing that TFL have provided a platform for us to see what's going on all across London and all the great organizations that are doing amazing things. So really, really appreciate that. And we're better to have these conversations than in the cloud. But at ReLondon, what we're doing next is we're working with the Mayor of London, the London boroughs, businesses, designers, charities, recyclers all across the city to develop a pan-London action plan for textiles. And our aim is to work together to make the city a global hub for fashion and textiles, circular fashion and textiles, I should say, by 2030.
That sounds so cool. And then aren't you offering a grant program as well? Can you tell us just a little bit about that quickly?
Oh, thanks for asking. So one of the things that we're doing to help transition the city towards becoming this circular hub is we're offering grants for designers and businesses that are helping to scale solutions in the city by offering things like rental, by offering repair, and by helping to integrate circular design all across the city. So if you'd like any more information about that, any businesses that are watching, please look at our website and there'll be more information.
Go check them out. If you're working in fashion innovation and you're a small to medium business and you're looking for a grant, make sure you go check out ReLondon. Okay, Rachel, so next up we've got a toot or boot section. So I have jumped into the TFL collaboration closet and grab some of their wonderful collabs. So we're going to toot or boot them. So first up we have this wonderful hoodie from the Nike Jordan collection. Here, as you can see, it is named Zone 23 after Michael Jordan's number 23. Toot or boot?
Mega toot.
Mega toot. Toot toot. Wonderful. All right, next up we have got, okay, when someone doesn't put their clothes in the charity bin, they put it in a landfill.
Oh, mega boot.
Mega boot. Mega boot. Okie dokie. So we have then now got some wonderful socks from the London Sock Exchange, and they come in many different designs with Mind the Gap and the tube lines on them.
Oh, I'd say toot.
Toot, limited edition as well, so something that you can swap. Wonderful. They're socks. Yeah, you can swap socks. Okay, next up is when someone throws something away when they have just a minor little alteration needed.
Oh, boot. Anyone can learn the skills to repair.
Amazing. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for joining us here in the IFS Cloud Cable Car. Have you had a good time?
Oh, just the best. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for joining. And remember, we would love to see your fashion photos of you on the TFL network or on the IFS Cloud Cable Car looking fabulous. You can tag us at TFL on X and TikTok and at Transport for London on Instagram, as well as IFS London Cable Car on Instagram and TikTok. And if there is content you would like to hear about next time, let us know in the comments. I'm Josh Wilkin. Thanks for joining.